Hey, everybody in the YouTube community. Hey, we appreciate you guys. Just going to do a moving to the Philippines weekly update today. We actually were going to take you guys out for a nice walk and talk today. But here, let me see if I can smart enough to show you the winter weather we're having. So it's actually about, 12 degrees out today and snowing, and they're planning on us getting up to a foot of snow over the next few days. So we're kind of just hanging out at the house. So, but with that in mind, let me tell you a little bit first, if you guys will. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and hit that alert bell for us, especially if you want to see more of our videos, which we greatly appreciate you guys doing. Let me tell you a little bit about what I'm doing. So one thing we've been doing is, here's my garage. If you can't figure this out, my garage, and it's a mess, and it's going to get worse because we've been selling a lot of things on Facebook, and then we got a lot of things that we are going to be working on to sell at a garage sale. So we're starting to organize that, and that's what a lot of this mess is. There's all the fishing stuff that I'm going to try to take to, well, not all of it, but a lot of the fishing stuff I plan on taking, but everything you see goes. So we kind of got to work on all of that. All right, since it's 12 degrees, snowing and cold, we're going to go inside. So one thing I am working on, and I'm going to try to do a video tour about, is how to find hidden money, or to maximize the amount of money you can get out of your belongings for your move to wherever you're going to move. So, for instance, I have a bunch of really nice winter coats that I really haven't worn in a long time, and I plan on getting these up for sale right now while it's 12 degrees out. So that's a way to get rid of these at the best time. So you want to think about that. If I have a bicycle, when do I want to sell my bicycle? I'm going to sell it in the spring when everybody's all excited about bike riding. So I've come inside. It's just too cold to be outside, and it's a mess outside for us here in Arkansas. So, but I got some things, besides selling our stuff and preparing for a garage. We're going to do a garage sale in April. And we're going to be selling a bunch of stuff on Facebook continually. So that's one thing we're working on, and we're trying to maximize our cash. So, but there's a few other little things that I want to cover in our update here. So, as most of you guys probably already know now, that the balikbion program is back on, meaning that if you're a spouse, you can go back to the Philippines with your spouse and gain entry. Now, the Philippines is continuously, daily changing what's going on over there. So that's okay. So if you're going over there in any shape, way, or form, you need to look at what the latest data is, or the latest information. And you need to check with the airlines. The airlines is a big resource in saying, well, yes, you can fly. No, you cannot fly. So we're still a few months away from all of that. So we're not too worried about it. We're going to wait and just see, and then we will go with whatever they say at the time. Now, a couple of people did send out some really cool documents for like travel advisories for what you need to know from the Philippines. I'm going to include the link to that in this video, so you can go and look at it yourself and kind of read. Really good information. Now remember, it's the Philippines. It's subject to change in about 10 minutes. So we never know. But anyway, it's good information to start with. So that's one thing we are working on. Now, this is bad of me, guys. I mean, I sometimes, I'm an idiot. And, If you didn't know, if you haven't watched some of the videos or been on the live streams, I actually wrecked our car a couple weeks ago. Not horribly, but I backed into a garbage truck and it, did a lot of damage. So it's been down at the body shop. But here's something that we've learned from this. Because if you guys remember, we did a video a while back about we sold Lorelai's car. So we've always had 2 or 3 cars. But in our process to move, now we did believe that we were going to get to the Philippines sooner than later, but it compared to later than sooner with the pandemic. So last October, I think it was, or November, I sold her car. Um, you know, okay, so now we're down to 1 car because that's all we need, right? Well, the mistake I made was I forgot to call the insurance company, auto insurance company, and add rental car insurance back onto my policy. Because since I had so many cars, we never needed a rental car. We always had extra vehicles. But, we sold the Mustang early last year. Then we sold her car, and we got down to 1. So then when I crashed it, the car's down at the body shop, and it's been there about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it looks like it's going to be stuck there. So we have to rent a car at about $200 a week if we do that, or just not. But so that's a little thing, a little tidbit for you guys. Look, you might want to make sure you have rental car insurance on your policy in case you do what I did. So that's really wasteful of money on my part. So bad on me. Let's see. Lorelai has been doing a great job. One thing she's been working on and working hard on is getting all of our documents squared away. So she's going through all of our paperwork, from medical to financial to the dogs to everything, sorting through it, getting rid of what we don't need, scanning in a lot of the documents so we can keep it, like on the cloud. And then she's paring down to what we actually need to ship to the Philippines. So she's doing a good job working on that. The other thing she's been working on is we went ahead and got a couple of balikbion boxes and put them together. I think we paid $5 each from Mark. If you need any shipping in this area, let me know and I'll give you his email. He's the local Atlas dealer or broker. So got a couple boxes from him so that Lorelai can start visualizing what she wants to ship and how many boxes we're really going to need. Because I'm trying to keep it down to about 10 or 12. So we're working on that, and it's going to take some time. But she's been working hard and doing great with that. So I'm very appreciative of all of that good stuff that she's doing. We've gone through all of the dogs, our dogs, the Wiener Dog Girls. If you don't know them, go watch them on YouTube too. They got their own videos, their own playlist. And oh my gosh, guys, we've spoiled those dogs horribly. We had 2 big boxes full of clothes and harnesses and all kinds of stuff that those dogs have never worn or never used or outgrown. So I went through all of that and sorted out all the stuff we could throw in a garage sale, which is probably 30 or 40 items. So there's some hidden money there. And then I kept back the ones that we want and the ones that we're going to take to the Philippines. And of course, what we will do is vacuum seal all of the dog stuff in a vacuum seal bag. And then it won't take up any space in a balikbion box. So no problem there. And it'll be a really small bag. So I'm real happy about that. That's a good space saver. And it's going to get us some money back into our bank account. So, the one of the big things that we did the last couple of weeks or got notifications of is I met with my heart specialist, both of them, and they don't see a problem with me going to the Philippines. I've told them about this in the past. Hey, here's what we're thinking about doing. Would you mind doing a little thinking about it? And they both had said, well, I'm sure they have heart hospitals there, and we're going to Cebu, and I know they have a heart hospital there. So we will find a heart specialist there in Cebu, right? The other thing we found out by talking to them is we can still telemedicine with them from the Philippines back to the U.S. So here's what I'm thinking I'm going to do, because I am retired, and so uh, my Medicare insurance, or whatever you want to call it, Part A, B, C, and D, that we have, I'm going to keep that, and at least for a year or two, and we're going to see how this transitions. So if we're able to doctor in the Philippines and in the United States, and it really doesn't cost us a whole lot, and it works well, then maybe we'll do that. But my logic tells me we will probably wind up phasing out the U.S. doctors as we get really comfortable in the Philippines. So that's just something I've been working on. Along with my GP doctor, my family doctor is the same way, because every 4 months I have a bunch of blood work done. So we can have that done in the Philippines. And believe it or not, from maybe one of the good things with this pandemic is telemedicine has become everyday, common day stuff. So we can easily send him the reports, and he can give us suggestions, or we can FaceTime him and do appointments like that. So that gives us some reassurance that going to the Philippines, that for me, an unknown medical system versus the known system. Because, guys, look, I'm one of these people that I believe the Philippines has a pretty good medical system. I think you got to pay for what you get. But if you have to, sadly, if you have money in the Philippines, you can get really good health care. And I know it's bad for the poor who get stuck in the crap holes, but I do believe that their doctors are just as good as anybody else's doctors. You know, the system's different, so we're gonna try to juggle both until we figure out which way to go. So that's kind of really good news for me, or for Lorelai. It gives Lorelai a lot of reassurance. Now, thinking of the medical stuff, guys, we uh, we are trying to debate. Lorelai just bought me for Valentine's Day. If you haven't seen that little video, go ahead. It's called "The Way to a Man's Heart." It's kind of a funny thing. She got me a blood pressure cuff monitor for Valentine's Day, and it's portable. It's rechargeable through a USB cable. Real nice. So I greatly appreciate it. But she got me that for Valentine's Day. She got herself a bunch of things too. So, but yeah, that's a different story. So, but on that note, one of the things we're doing is going through all of our medical stuff. I mean, of course, I've had foot surgery, so I have those boots that I still have. We have crutches, we have walkers from when I've been injured and unable to function, or after I came out of my coma. I wasn't able to walk normally for almost 3 months, 4 months. So we have a lot of medical devices. Plus, we have heating pads and massaging thingies. And I know there's a issue with electrical. So we're going to make sure that if we take these devices to the Philippines, that once, if we have an inverter there or a converter, whichever it is, that they will work and not just melt and blow up on us. Because if that's the case, it's just a waste of money and product and all of that mess. So we got to kind of get over some of our thoughts on our medical and our medical devices and supplies. So that's what we're working on. We are very excited, guys. Lorelai and I are just so ready to be done and to be in the Philippines. Not only is it bitterly cold and miserable here, but we don't have any family here. So she has family and friends there. The weather, the people, the change of lifestyle is something we're truly looking forward to. And I got to admit, um, we get a little anxious because we want this process. We want to do this. And well, we have to wait for our COVID shots. I don't know if you guys know this, but currently, right now, to travel, basically, you got to have your COVID shots. And even though I have health issues, I can't get a COVID shot until the earliest time, if I get lucky, and is April because of the bracket, how they're doing things in Arkansas. I don't know how they're doing it in other states, but here in Arkansas, it's like tier one, tier two, tier three, tier four. And I'm down the line because of my age, but I'm up the line or the list, so to speak, because of my health conditions. So hopefully in April, we can get our COVID vaccines, and then that will free us up to be able to travel. So we're stuck here. We know this, and we have a lot to do anyway. But all that's okay. But it's frustrating because, to be honest, if we could, if we had everything ready, of course, we would fly out tomorrow and be done with it. But we can't do that. All right, guys, that's enough rambling from me. Look, I greatly appreciate you guys. Please subscribe to the channel. Give us a good thumbs up. Hit that alert bell. Share our videos out because we're doing this complete series on all the drama involved in moving to the Philippines, good, bad, and ugly. And we will try to share and document everything we can with you so you can learn from our mistakes. All right. We'll see you next time. Take care and stay warm.